All right, so I screwed up. I screwed up. I wasn't I wasn't recording or framing for a portion of that. So we're here doing Meredith's crypt, and I'm not seeing anything new besides these things. Um, that's a really bad way to put it. So I saw these rooms. This is a semi-random dungeon, as in the rooms are always the same, but they might have a very slightly different layout. So like that one was poison. We'll come up to one and it might be blood instead. Enemies change, but overall it's the same room. The enemy variety is very limited. There are rats, there are worm faces, there are headless soldiers, there are skeletons. That's about it. After going through 3 of these rooms, you end up at a boss room. And I've only seen one boss so far. I was thinking maybe there were multiple, maybe there's something going on, but I've only seen one boss so far. It I had a bad time with the boss. And I came here the first time. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know how to fight it at all. But through some delving into the mod page, I was able to find some people who mentioned how to fight it. It's a very easy boss. But yeah, it's the same boss every time. Corrupted Graces. The NPC summons don't matter. They're just there. You have to sidle up to it and then do a light attack. Can't hit the Graces through any other method. Then they will somewhat randomly teleport across the room. Seems like there's 6 possible locations. Sometimes they'll die twice, making the fight go slightly longer. Or go slightly shorter, I should say. Ouch. Now there's a big variety of summons. There's a big variety. I tested it. Each grace can summon up to 4. At a time. And they'll just chase you down. I hit the dodge button multiple times there, and it did not action queue a dodge. How do you like that? There we are. And that's all there is to it. Very easy fight. I've fought it a couple times. You get this message that says the path downward continues. I found that if I leave out the door here, I will end up back in the hallway and there will be a new path downwards. But whenever I did that, I just ended up at this same boss fight again. So that was rather disappointing. I fought it a number of times now. Yeah, I fought it 4 times. 5 technically, since I died the first time. So, to clarify this location and how I got here and what it is. This is part of the archipelago off the side of Limgrave. And what it is there is a little interactable. We'll leave the dungeon interactable wisp. So what I missed, what I didn't understand, what I completely sidetracked on, that after you pick up the ore, say weapon, after you pick up the ore, you can come over to this little broken boat, and this will appear, allowing you to choose between these 2 locations. On the Isle of Bounty, you have a merchant. This merchant sells the bounty manual. Gives you recipe for these things. Allowing you to farm things, plants and animals. So, like, you can get a blueprint for the Erdley flower plot, and that'll grow you Erdley flowers. Down here, you have the lure for the various animals. I'm assuming those will just appear on the island or something like that. Then you have merchants that sell various materials that are normally of limited or difficult to obtain quantities, such as the warhawk feathers. Hawk feathers. The string is easy to obtain, but it's annoying because you have to kill a bunch of demi-humans. This will allow you, I assume, to just buy them. I haven't really messed with it yet. I'm probably gonna go ahead and one of those. The items? Yeah. He also sells a couple of other things that aren't really that important. Don't matter very much. He sells the schematics, for example, for the plots. And she moves. Every time you reload the Isle of Bounty, he can move to a different location. And I don't like that. I think that's bad. Because it makes her harder to find. I'll go ahead and buy one of these schematics. Craft a ant plot. A crystal cave. Okay, so there are some boars here now. They're very easy to kill. They don't run away or anything like that. I'm assuming you can just constantly rest to refresh this place. This will be our merchant for the Stormhawk feathers. Now, I'm gonna go rest again real quick and assume that the crystal cave moss spot will appear. On the actual land here. Somewhere else. Or weird. Yeah, so the boars respawned. Aren't going too fast sometimes. Ah, here's where it'll be. You're right. Where it makes sense. Different cave or something? We will find this. Yeah, I looked it up. I went looked on the wiki for the mod to find out where the location for this stuff was. And this is what I found. The other aisle. Cave down. Contains a dungeon and a couple puzzles. Honestly, the frame rate of this place is starting to hurt my eyes a little bit. Not seeing where the crystal cave moss is planted. I would think it'd be in the cave. That's what makes sense. I'll rest one more time. Go here. Anything about crystal cave moss? There's room to where it looks like the cave is going to be or should be expanded. Not physically staying it. Golden cent. Butterflies, native butterflies. Butterfly. Things that require schematics. I think I still have enough for a level up on me, so I'll go do that. Quick. Just barely. Yeah, okay, so now there's spring jacks here. Eagles up here. Ooh, each of the corrupted graces is 20,000. That's pretty good. Okay. Now I'm going to rest again, and I'm going to see if we find the other plant plots now. Because this is neat. This is a neat feature, allowing you to farm passively crafting ingredients. Which is cool. But I don't know if the farming part is working. Or fauna. The fauna part's working. Part of the shops. Yeah, okay, so there's more shop over here. Bone shards. Various animal wildlife stuff we're seeing around. More time. Okay. Bunch of merchants. Blood clots. Oh, okay. Yep. I don't want to attack him. Okay. Can't. I don't know what those two's purpose is. I don't know what those two guys' purpose is. And the plants aren't planting. Okay, ruined fragment miner and cracked crystal miner. So that's what those two guys should be doing, but I wasn't able to purchase from. I'm not seeing anything about the plant plots that I've just or crafted. So we're just not going to worry about that right now. And go on to the other island. Alright. This island. There was 3 things that I found here. First, there are these rats. I haven't figured out what they do. They are completely passive. There is 3 of them that I found. One there, one here, and one on the building. Right over here, in this chest, there was an equipment set called Necromancers. It looks like a recolored Dark Wraith almost. Yeah. That's a thing. No idea what the rats are for. Then there's this tower. And this tower, whenever I got here, would disappear anytime you got too close to it. For here, it says, avert thy gaze. So what I had to do, come over to around here-ish. And it doesn't care that your camera looks at the tower. It only cares if your character does. So I got to about right here, and I backstepped over to the wall, over to the ladder. And this made it where the tower didn't disappear. I was able to go up. At the top, there is a lever. A lever opens the dungeon or something. I didn't go to the dungeon before I figured out the tower puzzle, to be completely honest. But I think it opened the dungeon. It told me that it opened the gate. Then the dungeon is where I fought the Grace fight. Go in. It's 3 or 4 semi-random rooms. Then there is the Grace fight. In the semi-random room, I found a spell. Death's Cure. Alleviates Death Blight buildup. So that's neat. But not particularly useful. And whenever I fought and killed the Grace fight for the first time, I got a weapon called the Necromancer's Staff. It is a dual catalyst with a rather surprising amount of just damage on it and blight spell boost. And that's all I found. I haven't found anything else in the dungeon. Every time I go down there and fight the boss, just the Grace mimic, the corrupted Graces again. So I am gonna go ahead and continue my adventure, I think I had determined that I wanted to go to Altus and just do Altus before I ever touch Caitlyn. Well, seriously touch Caitlyn. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna upgrade that real. Yeah, and I think I'm going to go ahead, start running through Altus. Right, I wanted to come over here. Spent all my rune. Yeah, okay, so there's Stake of Maverith and Necrosoul. Causes death buildup. Strength, dex, int, and faith scaling. Pure physical damage. Necromancer Mavreth threw this armament during his research. Like most things did, however, it backfired. Why would one seeking to resurrect a god create a weapon that could fell one? Flicks Deathblight with wing. Death's Dire, imbue the weapon with pure death, slamming it down towards your enemy. Stake of Mavreth. Summon spikes Deathblight that shred into your enemy. Build up the curse. Charge for higher effectiveness. The Necromancer created many tools in his quest to resurrect the death. None were more legendary than this. Okay. So, yeah, there's 2 rewards. I will have to check out that sword. Kind of scares me though. Because while I was trying to figure out where this content was and how it worked, I read something that said all Deathblight is a spreading curse. And therefore, if you inflict one enemy with it, it will spread to other nearby enemies, including yourself. And that all methods of applying Deathblight also applied it to you. So I don't know about that. That sounds kind of spooky. I did remember that we needed to go and hit up Noxtella before we go to Altus. That's what I'll do now. Oh man, my frame rate died. I'd really appreciate it if you stopped doing that. Oh. I'm already thinking of something else I need to go do. I need to go get the Crimson Jewel. So these have additional effects that aren't listed, that were added. The Amber gives you a little bit FP back whenever you hit enemies. The Viridian gives you the Turtle Shell stamina regen. Well, at least it said it did. But I don't see the buff happening. And the Crimson supposedly has health regen on it. So I'm going to go back down over here. There you go. I'm going to buy the Crimson Amber Medallion quick, because if it has health regen on it, well, that's basically what I'm doing. I never even talked to this merchant. Yeah, so we're gonna do the Einsel what well real quick. Go up till the Dragonkin soldier. Yeah, that's health regen. Yeah, that's what? The Blessed Dew, I think, was 12. It was 6 twice. It's 12, and this looks to be 2. 14. Pretty good. I don't know if this actually restores mana, and I don't need the mana that much. So I'll just put the turtle on. So let's go deal with some ants. Go deal with some ants. Oh no! Look how much damage it did. Yeah, the river here is going to be an absolute. It's very weak. Guy, want any? No, that's fine. I need to get that health regen shield. I forgot where it is. Okay, so this tunnel spawns in an ant behind you whenever you get to the end. There he is. I'm gonna go back, yeah, other side of the ant hallway after I finish this. Touch the elevator. Touch the grace, I guess. Now, I still don't know why the materials tell you to check underground for merchants. I don't understand that. There doesn't seem to be any indication whatsoever there are merchants any underground area you can recruit or anything like that. It is just you combine those things. Yeah, the link contracts with various materials that you've picked up, and that brings a merchant that sells those materials over to the IL bounty. So that might be something that needs to be looked at. But, oh well. as far as I'm aware, from here on out, this will be a very vanilla experience. Poke the butt. Ah. I cannot outtrade the Clayman. They've got too much poise. They have infinite poise. Ouchies. There we go. Did I have to take them all out? No. But I wanted to. Now I am going to clear out this hallway right here, but I'm going to take the side path. Now that I think about it, which got the my brain just went to, did I get the rotted wing sword insignia? I got Millicent's prosthesis. I got. Come on. Ow. 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 Ouch. Large bug, now dead. Have to care about him ever again. Alright. Now there's a handful of items around the room.
Is cussed well.
I'm just gonna grab those. Bell bearing. I think there's also an item around the back of this ledge. Yeah. Stone shards. Worth it. So yeah, now there's a handful of items scattered around this little area here amongst the claymen. Be about grabbing as many of those as I can. They'll kind of sort of make their way in front of me. Be annoying, but not exactly dangerous. Not exactly dangerous. Much too slow to be a real threat to me. Without me screwing up severely. Alright. We'll go back upstairs real quick to the side path. And then it's on to the Dragonkin. Item there. Right. think there's like a room, a side path, like a room with ants, a side path with frogs, basilisks, and then past the ant room is dragonkin fight. Yeah, that leads to the dragonkin fight. This leads to some basilisk. Thank you for donating yourself to me. I mean, what are you gonna do whenever you hit the ceiling 8 times in a row? 4 times. Yeah, what are you gonna do about that, man? Where, where your weapon just clanks against the ceiling every time you go to swing it. Go down? Nice. Thanks for the soap. Somber shards are pretty good. How many somber shards do I have? 110. That's enough for a plus 10, I think. I think that's enough for a plus 10 somber weapon. Sweet loop. Phone. Alright, Dragonkin. Okay, you always do the roar. You always have a roar. Ah! I just phased through his leg. Oh, this was even more free than I thought. No phase transition. Great Glovewort. Yeah, that was even more free than I. Okay. Uh, oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on.
It takes me. I was born her mother, though now the reason